Hey guys, Procrastination Gaming here and welcome to the channel. I'm going to be just doing a quick video kind of going over the NFC playoff picture right now and kind of what is probably going to happen and what could possibly happen coming up in the next couple of weeks. I'm a Lions fan obviously, but I do follow all the teams in the NFL, and I kind of wanted to just make this video to kind of illustrate kind of what's going to happen. And yeah, basically it's going to be pretty tough for the Lions to make the playoffs this year, and we're going to get into that. Right, so here on the left side of the screen you can see we got the Eagles, we got the Vikings, we got the Rams, and then the Saints. Obviously right now with the Eagles at 8-1, I really don't think there's a chance for anyone in their division to catch them. Nobody's really even close, and it doesn't look like the Cowboys have a chance, even though the Cowboys are probably the closest. Looking at the remaining schedule, I don't think they're gonna get more than 8 or 9 wins this year, and it looks like the Eagles are gonna get at least 11. So, moving on, I'm just gonna move straight on to the Vikings. The Vikings right now are 7-2, and they have kind of a tough schedule coming up, but it's not that bad. Right, so this week we actually have the Vikings going to be playing against the Rams, and I think that's going to be a pretty tough game for them to win. I actually have the Rams winning that game. I think I said 35-30 in my prediction video, but regardless, I think that's going to be kind of a shootout, and it's going to be a close game, and I do think the Vikings have a chance to win that game. It's very possible that they will win that game, but I also have 3 other games on their schedule that I think are going to be pretty easy wins for them. I think they're going to be able to beat the Falcons pretty handily. I also think they'll beat the Bengals, and I also think they'll beat the Bears. So that's three wins on their schedule that you can already book that, and they're gonna. And yeah, if you take those 3 more wins, that's going to put them at 10-6. Even if they lose out the rest of the games, they're going to be at least 10-6 this year. So I'm pretty sure the Vikings are going to be in the lead of their division at the end of this year. And next year we have the Rams, and looking at the remaining schedule, I see kind of the same thing. It's not a very tough schedule. They're going to be playing against the Vikings, which I do have a win for the Rams. So after that, they also have to play against the Cardinals, the Titans, and the 49ers, and the Seahawks. But I think they already lost to the Seahawks at home, so I think there's a good chance they'll lose at Seattle. I'm kind of copying that up as a loss, but you never really know. A lot of times the Rams just go in and beat Seattle when other teams haven't been able to. So there's a pretty good chance that they might actually do that this year. So if you take those remaining 4 wins on the schedule that I already pretty much penciling in right here, they're going to be at least 11-5 at the end of the season, making them a very good team coming into the playoffs, and I think it's going to be a fun team to watch. I'm pretty sure the Rams might be playing the Eagles in the playoffs, and that might be one heck of a game to watch. Now for the Saints, they're basically doing the same thing, looking at the remaining schedule. I'm looking at the remaining schedule right now, and they have the Redskins. They play against the Falcons twice, the Jets, and the Buccaneers. So that's 5 wins right there. You can write those down. They might lose to the Falcons once, but I don't think they would lose to the Falcons twice. I'm pretty sure they'll get at least 4 or 5 more wins this year, putting them at probably 11-5 or maybe even 12-4. So the Saints could be very good this year, and they might get home field advantage in the playoffs if they win 12 games this year. Now, the reason I have the Saints ahead of the Panthers here is because the Panthers are a half game behind, but the Panthers play the Jets, the Buccaneers, and the Packers remaining on their schedule, and I think they'll probably win all of those 3 games because I think that Packers game, I'm pretty sure Aaron Rodgers isn't going to be back for that game, so I would pencil those games in as wins. That's probably going to put the Panthers then at 10-6 about there, so that would have them at the wild card. So that means if the Lions are going to make the wild card, they have to get at least 11 wins because they already lost to the Panthers. Based on their remaining schedule, it's very likely they'll have at least 10 wins. And then the Seahawks, they kind of look like they might be on the outside looking in, but if they beat the Rams again, then they will be tied with the Rams. And then if they do that, they only have to play the 49ers, the Cowboys, the Cardinals, and the Rams. So if they do that and they win those 4 games I just mentioned, which I think the Seahawks are going to win that game at home against the Rams. It might be a pretty big game for the NFC playoffs, that game. But if they do win that game, that would give them 4 more wins, and that would put them at 10-6. And then if they are at 10-6 at the end of the season, they're probably going to snag the other wild card spot from the Lions. Earlier in this season, a few games ago, I thought the Lions would only have to have 10 wins to make the playoffs, but I think even as a wild card, the Lions will have to get 11 wins this year, which is going to be very difficult because they don't have the easiest schedule coming up, and it's going to have to be one hell of a turnaround for this Lions coaching staff if they're going to wind up with 11 wins this year. And then before moving on to the Lions, we also have the Falcons here at 5-4, tied with the Lions, and they play the Buccaneers twice, the Saints twice, the Seahawks, and the Vikings. So this week, the Falcons are going to be playing against the Seahawks, and they're going to be playing without Richard Sherman. I actually wrote that down as a win for the Falcons that game. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that playing against the Buccaneers twice is going to be 2 wins for the Falcons. And then you also have, I think there would probably be the Saints once at least, and I'm pretty sure they're going to beat the Seahawks this week. So that's going to put them at 9-7, and they could possibly win another game somewhere in there, putting them at 10-6. And if the Falcons are 10-6 at the end of the season, and the Lions are 10-6 at the end of the season, obviously the Lions aren't going to make the playoffs because the Falcons have that head-to-head matchup, just like the Panthers do. And that's why these next few weeks are going to be very important for the Lions, as the Lions are 5-4 right now, and we don't have the easiest schedule coming up. Aaron Rodgers is going to be back for the last game of the season for sure against the Lions. It is going to be at home for the Lions, but it's Aaron Rodgers in the last week of the season. And if it comes down to that last week against Aaron Rodgers, we all know what the Lions are probably going to do. They're probably going to lose that game. They're probably not going to take care of their destiny. They usually don't, and that's basically what happened last year. Remaining on the schedule, the Lions play the Bears twice, the Buccaneers, the Bengals, and then you got Aaron Rodgers. So I think that's 4 more wins that you can write in, you can pencil in right now for the Lions. But on top of that, you got to play Aaron Rodgers, and if you beat Aaron Rodgers, that would be 10-6. But then you look at the rest of the NFC, and that's probably not going to be good enough. This is why I think if the Lions are going to make the playoffs this year, they have to go 11-5, and if they don't, they're not going to make the playoffs. And I think it's as simple as that. The rest of the NFC right now is just too good, and the Lions are falling behind. And I hope that coming up soon here, the Lions start playing better. But yeah, overall, the NFC is a pretty good division this year, and it'll be interesting to see who plays against the Patriots, probably in the Super Bowl. Obviously, I don't think there's another team in the AFC that's really that good this year. Honestly, if I made a video like this about the AFC, it'd pretty much be the Patriots and then everyone else. But hey guys, it's only week 11, and there's a lot of things that could happen between now and the end of the season. But this is just my opinion, what's probably going to happen, what's likely to happen, and what could happen, possibly. But yeah, if you guys enjoy this video, go ahead and hit that like button. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.